Hello and welcome to another episode of Boost Your Personal Development. If you're new to this channel, you may not know, but it's all about empowering you on your personal growth journey. This is the motivation behind why I do these videos, and I hope you get a lot out of it. In this particular video, I'm going to share with you the 7 things that you need to know to build a positive relationship, to make sure that you stop disrespecting each other, stop the petty arguments. Then this video is for you. Please stay tuned. As I always say, don't go away. There's going to be a brief intro and I'm going to come right back. See you soon. And this channel is all about empowering you on your personal growth journey. Don't forget to subscribe, and back to the video. Strong relationships contribute to a long and healthy, happy life. They fulfill your most basic needs. They can bring you joy and create endless opportunities and have a lasting impact on your life. Conversely, however, research shows that being alone or isolated is comparable to the risk associated with cigarette smoking, high blood pressure, and obesity. But these 7 keys I will share with you in this video will allow you to build a long, rich, and holistic relationship. And this is the case whether it's with your partner, children, work colleagues, your family or friends, or anybody. It's 7 steps which, in my view, if you actually implement, will optimize your relationships and optimize ultimately your life. Because as we shall see, everything that we say and do comes down to the relationships that we build with other people. The very first thing that you should know to build positive relationships is understanding the art of being observant. I want to start off by giving you a scenario. Your partner comes home from work and drills into you about not washing the dishes and starts complaining about always having to clean the house because you choose not to. What do? Well, if you're being observant, you need to understand what is happening in the physical and in the actual sense. And by that I mean understanding the real reason your partner is behaving the way they are. By being observant, this will allow you to understand what your partner is really upset about. It may have nothing at all to do with the dirty dishes. It might be about what's happening at work or a conversation you had last night. What's important, however, is not engaging in an argument. Just try being still and take a moment to observe, to get to the bottom of what is really happening with your partner from their perspective. What challenges do they face? Life can often become a cocktail of experiences that can trigger negative reactions to seemingly simple things. It could be something really simple that, added together with other things going on in their life, has caused them to vent their pain onto you. Whatever it is, when you're prepared to observe them, it buys you important time to be reflective and to look at their body language to see what's really happening. You know what they say about actions speaking louder than words? Well, it's definitely true when it comes to the complexity of relationships. After you've observed them and given them space to express themselves, the next step is to try to find some quiet time where you can sit down with them and give them your undivided attention. By doing this, you're saying, I really value you. And this is one of the most thoughtful things that you can do to lift your relationship. And if you're looking for more content on how to empower yourself on your personal growth journey, check out my website, boostyourpersonaldevelopment.com. On the website, I put a ton of content aimed to promote your well-being, lift your confidence, and maximize your life. I've put a link down below in the description. And back to the video. The second thing you should know to build positive relationships
is your ability to make adjustments.
I guess it's another way of saying being able to compromise. And this quote really sums it up. It says, "The best thing to learn in life is the habit of compromise, because it's better to bend a little than to break a loving relationship." But what does compromise really mean in a relationship? And how do you know when you should compromise or stick to what you really think is right? Because compromising too much, it can make you feel devalued, demeaned, and even disrespected. However, the key to reaching the right balance, that sweet spot, is to think about whether adjusting compromises your personal core values. And what do I mean by this? Well, does it affect your integrity, your feeling of self-worth? Does it lead to you feeling confused and undermined? If the answer to any of these questions is yes, then I think adjusting is probably a step too far. But if adjusting doesn't compromise your personal core values, you should appreciate, however, that you're never going to agree on everything. It's all about setting the right foundation in your relationship. And what does this mean? Well, it means that you have to put yourself in somebody else's shoes. You have to think about their thought process. So let's go back to the scenario where your partner comes home from work and he starts complaining about the dishes not being cleaned. And you are fuming because they've only just walked through the door and already they're complaining without even waiting for an explanation. Adjustment in this situation means doing something different from what you would normally do. So it means taking a deep breath and saying, "Okay, I hear what you're saying, and I'm willing to listen."
The third thing you should know to build positive relationships is the art of being present, is understanding how you can be in the moment.
Now, I know that you probably live a very busy life and it can often get very stressful. And it's easy to neglect our children, our partner, friends, whoever it is for our career, or whatever we're preoccupied with. Of course, it's important to earn money, and it could be hard to let go of work. I know I'm guilty of working many hours over the 9 to 5. But to build a healthy and positive relationship, you need to be in the moment. Relationships are pretty much like a fine wine. It needs time to mature so you can get the best out of it. And to do this, you should try to appreciate the joy that relationships can bring, good and bad. So stop worrying about tomorrow and focus on the present. When you do this, it will allow you to be available and to be diligent. Very often relationships fail because we don't spend enough quality time with the people that we care about. But being in the moment is about being intentional and making the relationship a priority. When you're present, you're able to concentrate on one thing at a time. So instead of juggling different things, you're focusing on one thing, and that's the importance of the person that you're in the relationship with. Most of all, it involves being grateful for what you have. Gratitude plays a big part in living in the moment, so too as being aware of the fullness of life. What does the Bible say about living in the moment? Well, in Matthew 6, verse 34, it says, "Therefore, do not be anxious about tomorrow, for tomorrow will be anxious for itself." Being present, therefore, means not being selfish. And these quotes really sum it up. The first quote is, "Pay no attention to what people say, but pay close attention to what they do." And another quote, "Do what you did at the beginning of the relationship, that way they won't be an end." And the final quote is, "The greatest gift that you can give to another is the purity of attention." So that's what being in the moment is all about.
The fourth key to building positive relationships is understanding the art of being responsive.
The art of being responsive is being sensitive and reactive to other people's feelings, and this is critical for creating trust and rapport. Did you know that responsive relationships convey understanding, validation, and caring, and these are super important for any relationship? It allows you to be empathetic and reactive to difficulties that other people are feeling. How can you achieve this? Well, an NCBI report revealed that working positively towards goals in relationship can help you become more responsive. And this means that interpersonal skills can boost the quality of your relationship. So what kind of goals can you create using your interpersonal skills? Well, I'll give you a few examples. Communication goals. If you're prepared to sit down and set time aside to set guidelines on how you communicate with each other. Or commitment goals. What level and quality of commitment are you going to implement in your relationship? Going with the flow, taking the pressure off by appreciating that you're always going to have ups and downs. And what time together are you likely to spend? Giving quality time to each other, but also providing space. The Communication Resource Centre states, being responsive is about giving up some control and letting the other person play. They believe that if you do this, the results can be rather outstanding. They say that there's so little responsiveness going on in most communication that when you're responsive, you separate yourself as being somewhat special and interpersonally valuable. Pretty cool, huh? So it involves staying on topic. It's not about talking about yourself, it's about talking about the issues that you're facing in your relationship and coming up with positive mutual solutions. To get to this level, communication is the key to the door, which will open when you're prepared to be responsive and engage positively. So let's sum this up. It's about sitting down and setting goals. It's about letting the other person play, going with the flow, and staying on topic and being reactive and responsive to any issues that you have. That's all I have for you in this video, friends. To find out the final keys that are going to supercharge your relationship, check out part 2 of this video. I have put the link in the description below, and I will see you in part 2. Don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell. See you in a mo.